Hey guys! So today we're going to talk a little bit about a fairly interesting question that I got on one of my videos. And the question was basically this. Why should I spend time learning Java when what Oracle did to Google, basically suing them, could in theory happen to any project? So let's get into it. So this question, is it even valuable for you to learn Java, since you can be sued at any point by Oracle for copyright infringement? Or, yeah, something of that nature. Well, what I wrote back to this viewer is basically this. Let's flip that a little bit and ask, let's open it up a little bit and let's ask another sort of question. What is stopping any of the big companies who provide you with your tools from suing you? Well, unless they have a license agreement or they have an open source license that allows you to use it for whatever you want, in theory, nothing. There's nothing stopping Microsoft from suing you for using C# in a way that is not in line with their agreement. There's nothing stopping Oracle from suing you. There's nothing stopping Google from suing you for using Go in a weird way. Or like you could be sued for all kinds of stuff for just using these platforms. So what's so special about Oracle? Well, it might be the case that the thing that Google has done is actually working to a point where people actually believe that this could not happen, or that Oracle is in some way an exception to this rule of this problem. They're not. It's just that you think that what Oracle is doing is unique to them. Let me explain. You see, the thing is, when you use a third-party tool and you use something that is provided by Google or Facebook or Amazon or whoever, they own, like they could do whatever they want. I mean, if you use Facebook, how many times have they been in hot water because of the way that they treat your personal information? They own you if you use their stuff. If you're using their tools, they practically own you. You cater to them, and you are going to be forced to comply with their wishes, as long as the tool is popular. Now, what Google and Oracle, like their discussion or like this conflict, is actually fairly simple if you really think about it. Now, Google has based their entire business model for Android, and everything that is done using Android around Java, which is Oracle's property. That means that if they now start using Java in a way that Oracle does not allow, or that they perceive as being a threat to them as an organization or an infringement on their patents, they're going to pursue legal action, because they have to. Because their power position comes from the fact that they own Java as a language. Now, Google is very aware of this. And Google is fully aware of that they have to cater to this, because Oracle's property is something that they have based their entire product around. There are millions and millions and millions of people all around the world using Java every single day. There are thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of companies who use Java every single day, and they don't get sued. Why? Well, because just using Java as a language does not necessarily mean that Oracle is going to come after you and sue you. It depends on what you're doing with the language. If you have used Java as the platform for your product, in other words, what Google has done, they have created a mobile operating system and an entire business around Java as a language, but it's not their property. That means that they have to cut a deal with Oracle, and that means that Oracle has a say in what's okay and what's not okay. I don't have an opinion on exactly if I think this is a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm saying that this is the case for every company. Google would have had the exact same situation if it was Go that was in the same situation. Microsoft has done it tons of times. These companies, guys, they're not out to be your friend. These are companies, guys. They're businesses. It's a business decision for Oracle. It's not about being nice. and it's not coming after their customer, because you are their customer. Java, for most companies, they're simply a consumer of Java. Most companies do not base an entire product around Java as a programming language. And what I think is interesting here is that there's a bigger political game here. Now, if I put on my conspiracy hat and I wildly speculate on what I think this is all boiling down to, I guess, and this is a guess, my guess is that Google is very aware of the relationship and the dependency they have to Oracle. They don't like that, because what Google wants is to have the same sort of power position as Microsoft and Apple has for their platforms. Google is trying very desperately to become the sole owner of the alternatives that needs to be that basically Java represents. Java is the only freestanding language that has the sort of potential to dominate the enterprise world, if you exclude C# and the fact that anything you want to do on an Apple device needs to be in Objective-C or Swift. Objective-C and Swift gives Apple access to a big market, which is the Apple developers. Like, the pool of developers is, like, there's a lot of power in that. Microsoft has the same situation. It's a power position for them, because they have, when you sit on the tool, if you own the platform, you control everybody who uses it. They have to cater to your whims. You have to keep them happy, but you own them. That's exactly what C# represents for Microsoft. They have created an entire business around this language and all the platforms that come with the power of owning that central piece. Google does not have that. They're trying to create it. They're trying desperately to create it. What do you think Flutter is about? They're using Dart for Flutter. Do you think that's a coincidence? Of course not. That now brings us to my favorite question when people talk about this discussion for the Android platform. Why do you think Kotlin became the first-class citizens of Android that quickly? You think that was a coincidence? I don't. Kotlin is a great language, but I'm pretty sure that there's a political agenda associated with Kotlin. Because my guess is, once again, this is long-term, my guess is that Google wants to either own Java as a platform or own the alternative, the thing that outweighs Java. Oracle is very aware of this. Oracle is also very aware of that their entire, if they lose Java, they go away as a business. If we talk about having influence in the IT community. And that means that Google is a threat to Oracle, because it's the only company of the big companies right now who has the potential, or seems to actively be looking for a way to have what Microsoft has with C#. Now, they can't do this with JavaScript, and the reason why I guess they don't do it with JavaScript is because JavaScript, although it is a great language, does not scale it doesn't have the sort of strength and community at this point in time to be an enterprise language. Why is enterprise so important? Because that's where the money is, guys. That's where all the money is, all of it. That's why Java is so big and such a massive brand, because even though you may not think that it's the trendiest thing around, the people with the most money in the most amount of money are using it. And that's what's interesting to the big companies that provide you with these solutions. They want to have the market shares, but it's also extremely valuable to consider not only the market shares, but who are the people who are buying into your product. Look at Apple. Why do you think that they have such massive successes? They don't own all of the market. They own a small portion, but they have a luxury brand where the people are willing to pay quite a lot of money for their products. That brings in a lot of revenue. So, to summarize this, Oracle will probably sue, like, it depends on the company, of course, but why would Oracle sue you as a customer? If you're using Java, you're simply helping them. Just as you're helping Google if you use Go, or Facebook by using React. If you use their tools, you're simply helping them. If you want to kind of opt out of catering and helping these massive companies and increasing their power structure, you're going to have to stick with a company or a language or something of that nature that follows your value system and then or is open sourced or something like that. And then I can welcome you. as a participant in the political games of the IT industry. We all thought it was so simple, and it's only simple if you don't peek behind the curtain. Have a great day.